Media bias tracker and indicator. Yeah, this is a supporter exclusive. Today is December 13th of 2023. This is going to be a real doozy because we've got nothing but bad news. Do we? Let's get started. Again, we're doing 25 of these, ranked from -1 to 0 to 1. Pretty straightforward. And this only assesses the headlines, not the content, because it's the headlines that most people don't bother to read past. Tesla recalls over 2 million autopilot software in 2 million vehicles. Oh my gosh, that's so bad. That's a negative headline. If it was true, it'd be valuable. What they did is the court case thing. They said, you know what? You need to make it clear when you need to take control. So they've made the text larger. That's all they've done. Tesla recalls nearly all 2 million of its U.S. cars. Tesla recalls 2 million. So that's the first three headlines. Those are all negative. Terrible. Tesla Model 3 to lose consumer tax. Tesla announces it will lose entire $7,500 tax credit on base Model 3. True, but negative. Tesla falls below key level on Model 3 tax credit. Negative. Tesla Cybertruck. Ford CEO tweets about Super Duty rescuing Tesla Cybertruck in video. You know what Jim Farley tweeted was that it happens. It happens to everyone. It's no big deal. That. Detroit Free Press. Of course. Why Tesla's Cybertruck is so hard to mass produce. That's negative. Watch. Stuck Tesla Cybertruck prototype. Negative. We are batting zero. Tesla strike in Sweden. Swedish labor union to stop collecting waste. That's certainly not a good headline. Tesla's fight with Swedish unions just got trashy. Negative. Tesla's battle with Sweden's unions now includes pension fund. That's a negative headline. I thought it'd be months before we got to a day this bad. Latest Tesla pricing change doesn't bode well for mass EV adoption. The street. Oh, what street are you on? Tesla's response, okay, Tesla says it's not fraud, it's free speech. Okay, you've got fraud right in the title. Come on. Tesla says California's autopilot action violates its free speech. I'm going to say that's neutral. That's a neutral headline. Tesla claims California false advertising law violates First Amendment. Well, you've got false advertising in there. That's a negative headline. We are doing real bad today. Tesla recalls nearly all vehicles sold in U.S. to fix system. This is an over-the-air update, guys. This is blown entirely. Tesla autopilot crashes on cross traffic. So this is not only is this 3 days old, the story is actually 4 years old. Negative. Very negative. Elon Musk, problems at Twitter. This old Lynette Lopez hot wet turd still poking its turtle head out. Very negative, very dishonest. You know, I went to bat for Lynette when she read that incredibly stupid copy off the teleprompter. I said, hey, somebody else wrote it. It's not her words, it's just her voice. And boy, was I mistaken. She took that as an attack. We're only up to 18 of our headlines that we're going to track. Tesla charging station shooting suspect appears in court. Why would you include Tesla in that headline? That's negative. Does BP get dragged through the mud when someone shoots someone at a BP station, which I guarantee you happens way more often than a Tesla charger? Suspect arrested in fatal road rage shooting at Edgewater. Negative. Tesla charging station shooting suspect. Why is he a Tesla charging station shooting suspect? Negative. What are you guys? Today is a real bad day for headlines. Just awful. Virginia Sheriff's Office says Tesla was running on autopilot moments before tractor trailer crash. Moments before or when it happened? Kind of a big difference. Tesla recalls nearly all vehicles on U.S. roads. We're going to break a record today. What Washington should know about Tesla's giant recall. Interesting, because I'm incognito and I'm in a VPN out of Sweden. So I don't know how Google's tracking me, but they are. Negative. Tesla recalls nearly all vehicles. What a wet mess. On a possible scale of -1 to +1, today's media bias index is at -0.96. The only way it could be lower is if that one neutral headline was also negative. And it could be. That's reasonable. -0.96. Oh my gosh. And once we hit a week, we'll start doing a weekly rolling average and a monthly rolling average thereafter. But we're on day 2, so let's just keep going. Today's second topic is the Boring Company. So let's see how we're doing there. I'm just going to tell you right now, it's already going to be better. The Boring Company's next project could be at Giga Texas. I'd say that's positive. It certainly isn't negative, and I don't think it's neutral. Boring Company's Vegas loop to reach Chinatown. Positive. There's trouble below at Musk's Boring Company. I mean, that's clearly awful. 7 years after Elon started the Boring Company, the company has only 2.4 miles of tunnel to show for it. That's ridiculous. Do you know how tunneling generally works? Okay. And for the majority of that time, they didn't have any miles to show because they had just started. Elon Musk's The Boring Company, neutral. Boring Company share rise over 22%. Okay, I'd say that's positive. Tesla starts digging boring tunnel under Giga Texas. I mean, maybe. It's Torque News. Torque News, not a fan. They're the ones who reported that Cybertruck had 3.4 million Cybertruck reservations back when they had about 1 million. And they also love stealing footage and just adding a voiceover without permission. Please don't do that. Elon Musk Boring Company buys site for Vegas loop expansion. I mean, I'm going to say neutral, but it could be a little positive. From Tesla to X, here's how Elon's company's performed. Neutral, very nice. Elon says the Boring Company to reach $1 trillion market cap. Neutral, I'm going to say positive. Why not? Oh, Elon's Boring Company has drilled a grand total. That's negative. Come on. Do better, Jalopnik. Do better. Land near Chinatown, planned for Vegas loop station. Neutral. Elon's tunneling venture faces new environmental violations in Texas. Negative. True, but negative. And I don't know how you would spin that as a positive. Just because we're saying the headlines they can be true bad headlines. They can also be false positive headlines. We're not assessing the articles themselves, just the headlines. The Boring Company will dig a 68-mile tunnel network under Las Vegas. Honestly, I'm going to say positive. Boring Company shares rise, positive. How to buy the Boring Company stock, neutral. Musk's quirky convenience, the Boring Bodega shuffles into Bastrop. Cool, that's a positive one. Boring Company could face consequences after more environmental issues. Of course, that's negative. Boring Company org chart, here are the people running it. Neutral. I've met one of them. The Boring Company completes Vegas Westgate Tunnel 2 with Proofrock 1. Awesome, that's good. Boring Company opens Hyperloop Plaza to Bastrop community. Positive. Elon eyes HEB's market with Boring Bodega in Bastrop. Cool. Elon's SpaceX Boring Company expanding near Austin. I'm going to say positive. Boring Company Vegas Loop making progress, positive. And lastly, one of Elon Musk's newer ventures is now worth $7 billion, giving the Boring Company a positive 0.36 for their first ever look at the bias indicator, the Brian bias indicator. We'll keep these coming. tomorrow's topic is listed up above. You can see the schedule. I think we're going to add Ford for the final day of the week. We can add more companies. Are there more companies or topics you'd like to analyze? And we're not going to do politics. The farthest I'm willing to go into politics is EV legislation. Things like if you want to look at EV charging or, anything like that. So, yeah, let's check back tomorrow and see how it's done. Boy, negative 0.96 for Tesla and positive 0.36 for the Boring Company. Fascinating. See you guys tomorrow.